So we're diving into the Genomepatri Heritage DNA Test. It's all about uncovering your ancestral origins, right?
Absolutely, it's more than just a basic ethnicity estimate. This test digs much deeper, aiming to paint a detailed picture of your heritage using some really interesting techniques. It's like opening a window into the past to see where your roots truly lie.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What makes this test so special?
Well, they highlight three key features: Ancestral Origins Discovery, advanced SNP Mapping, and a unique ethnicity focus. Our listeners specifically asked us to focus on these, so let's start with Ancestral Origins Discovery. Each feature adds a different layer of understanding to your genetic profile.
Cool. Does that mean it traces your family tree back through time?
Precisely. It uses your DNA to identify your ethnic roots across different regions and countries. Imagine it as a genetic map, showing the percentage of your DNA that matches various ancestral groups worldwide. It's like piecing together a puzzle of where your ancestors lived and thrived.
So how is this different from other ancestry tests I've seen advertised?
Many tests give you a general overview, like saying you're 20% European. This test goes further, breaking down that European percentage into more specific regions, like connecting you to France, Italy, or the British Isles. And it does this for all regions, not just Europe. This granularity can reveal stories about your ancestors you never knew.
So it's much more granular. That's impressive. Now, what about this advanced SNP mapping? What does SNP even stand for?
SNP stands for Single Nucleotide Polymorphism. These are tiny variations in your DNA sequence. Think of them as unique markers in your genetic code. The more SNPs they analyze, the more precise and detailed the picture of your ancestry becomes. This is where the advanced part comes in. It's like having a magnifying glass to see the smallest details of your genetic makeup.
Okay, so more data points lead to a clearer image. Got it. And lastly, the unique ethnicity focus?
This is where it gets really fascinating. They go beyond broad ethnic categories and identify connections to very specific ethnic groups, sometimes even down to regional or tribal levels. They're aiming to give you a hyper-specific understanding of your heritage. It's about uncovering those hidden stories that make up your personal history.
So instead of just saying you're South Asian, it might pinpoint specific regions or communities within South Asia.
Exactly. They claim to identify connections to over 130 ethnic groups globally. That's a remarkable level of detail. It allows people to connect more deeply with their past and the unique cultures that are part of their lineage.
Just to recap what we've covered so far, the Genomepatri Heritage Test combines these three elements: Ancestral Origins Discovery, advanced SNP Mapping, and unique ethnicity focus, to provide a highly detailed analysis of your ancestry.
Yes, and the emphasis is on detail. It's not just about broad strokes, it's about the fine details, giving you a much richer, more nuanced understanding of your background. It's a deeper dive than many other tests out there, and it can really enrich your understanding of your identity.
It sounds like a powerful tool for anyone exploring their family history. But are there any limitations to a test like this?
Well, like any DNA test, its accuracy depends on the data available. If information about a particular ethnic group is limited in their database, the results might not be as precise. It's also important to remember that DNA is just one piece of the puzzle. Traditional family records and historical documents are still crucial for a complete picture. It's about building a comprehensive view of your ancestry.
That's a good point. Multiple sources are always best. So, to summarize, the Genomepatri Heritage Test uses advanced techniques, particularly SNP mapping and a focus on specific ethnic groups, to provide a detailed ancestry analysis. But it's important to use this information alongside other historical sources.
Precisely. It's a valuable tool, but not the only one. It offers a really interesting and detailed approach to understanding your heritage, but it's always best to combine it with other research. The more sources you have, the richer and more accurate your family story becomes.